illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. Hello, everybody. Look, I'm on time. Woohoo! Welcome, welcome. I'm, I'm on time, but I am still getting set up. But if you are here for the first time, have no clue who I am or what we're doing, I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman, and we are going to do the sacred pipe ceremony. And if you don't know what that is, you're in luck because I will explain it as I am setting up my altar here. Um, so you may know it as the peace pipe. If you've ever seen any old westerns and cowboys and Indians, that kind of stuff, or dances with wolves or whatever, and they call it the peace pipe, right? That's the Hollywood version, but that's not actually that far off the mark. Um, the sacred pipe, the Chanupa, ta-da, um, was brought to the Lakota people um, 19 generations ago. And I've heard different, I've never done the math myself, but it's at least, I've heard anywhere from like 400 to 2,000 years. It's ancient, one way or the other. It is ancient. So it is still performed today. In fact, the first the first original pipe that was brought to the people by White Buffalo Calf Woman. Hi Gage, I'm doing good. How are you? I'm out of sage, so I had to go ask my cedar friends over here if I could borrow some of their greenery for smudging. I learned at the last couple of years I've gone to a Sundance ceremony, and I learned that sage, how does that go? The bad spirits don't like the smell of sage, and so we use sage first, and then the good spirits love the smell of cedar. So we usually start with sage, and then we use cedar to call in the spirits. But cedar is, whereas sage clears the air, like neutralizes things, it clears the air. Cedar actually is more of a protector, a boundary. In fact, some people put up cedar in their houses on the four walls, etc., to keep them safe from bad influences, I would say. But so we're doing sage tonight. But anyway, as I was saying, oh good, you worked yesterday. Awesome. It's good to have you here, Gage. And it's good to have everybody here. Thank you for joining me. If you're new here, I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman. I was just explaining what we're doing. We're doing the sacred pipe ceremony, and this is a sacred pipe, a chanupa, and you might know it as a peace pipe if you watch old westerns, and it's like whenever there was a treaty to be signed, whenever there was something important going on, the pipe would be smoked because it's believed that you can't smoke together without you can't lie when you smoke. How do I put that? If you're not being honest, if you're lying, and you smoke the pipe together, it's like air, our breath, is our most intimate element, right? It's the first element you meet when you're born, and it's the last element you let go of when you pass, right? And as we saw in the pandemic, breath is very intimate. Breath is what connects us. And so when you're smoking together, when you're smoking the pipe together, especially if you're inside, like in a lodge or a teepee or something, you're breathing each other's air, right? And that air is your essence. And so it's a oneness, it's a connection, it's a unification, right? And so when you're signing a treaty, when you're sorting out challenges or whatever, it's kind of like you're all together, you're all one, you're finding the best possible solution. And so to be in that place, that openness of sharing yourself, sharing your spirit, and then to go back on that, or to be untrue or unfaithful to that, bad things happen. And if you wonder, if you're like, well, give me an example, and I would say, well, just go ahead and ask Custer, right? So we smoke the pipe. It was brought by 19 generations ago. It was brought to the Lakota people by White Buffalo Calf Woman, a spirit being. And she brought it at a time when there was a lot of drought and game was scarce and the people were bickering. Hi everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. And so she brought the pipe and taught them to smoke the pipe in a sacred manner, talking about how the stem of the pipe is the divine masculine, the bowl of the pipe is the divine feminine. So when we put it together, it's all a creation, right? This is church. When we put the pipe together, until we take it apart, is one giant prayer. And it creates a channel straight to Creator. So when we put the pipe together, it's like all of creation. It's the divine presence in our hands, in our laps. So this is church. This is the most sacred medicine object to the Lakota people. And so she taught them how to smoke in a sacred manner, all those different, what everything represented and all of that, and gave them 7 total ceremonies that all revolve around the pipe. Sorry, what the heck? I am missing my missing my tail. I had a crow's tail that I know they use for a fan. Oh well. I guess I'll just have to use my hands. What am I teaching for newcomers? I'm kind of talking about the sacred pipe, the Chinupa. I'm basically, what my purpose here is, I started doing this back at the beginning of the pandemic. When we couldn't get together in person, like I said, the pipe is about unity. It's about bringing people together. It's about unifying the masculine and feminine within ourselves. It's about bringing masculine and feminine people together. It's about bringing all people together, all nations. It's said that the red of the bowl is the blood of all people. And so the real purpose of doing a pipe ceremony is to bring people together, to unite us as one tribe. Um, and so I'm just teaching about kind of a little bit of the history of the pipe, and then we're going to do ceremony. And my purpose is to create the safe and sacred space, which I'll do in a moment, and then to share the pipe ceremony, where once we set sacred space, we call in the spirits and the elements to hold space around us, to hold this higher vibration of energy around us, creating this energetic container, so that we can then basically let go and open up, right? We don't have to be hypervigilant and protective because the spirits are watching over us. So we can open up, and it's kind of that thing, that Zen saying about you can't grasp water. It's like if our hearts are closed, we can't receive the blessings coming from spirit. So creating that safe and sacred space by smoking the pipe, opening that channel to Creator, we are opening our hearts, right? Because the only way to hold water is in cupped hands, open hands. And the same with our hearts. We can only hold love. We can only hold those blessings with an open heart. And so ceremony gives us that chance to let go of everything. And so, especially during the pandemic and now during all the chaos that's going on in the government, etc., I do this specifically in the middle of the week to give people a place and a time to let go, to put the world down off their shoulders, and to tune in again to spirit. And then, and this isn't meant to just be like a magic pill, or to be like just this momentary relief. This is meant to recharge you. It's like we go into ceremony, we call in spirit to light us up. That's why at the end I always say, go shining. It's like we carry the light and the love that we receive in these ceremonies, and we carry that out into the world. And as my teacher, Sandra Ingerman, says, it's not what you do, but who you become that changes the world. And so we focus on that light, that divine light that's already within us, rather than calling in something outside of us and trying to become greater and climb that mountain or whatever it is. It's the recognition that that divine light and love is already inside of us, and we are opening up to allow that to shine outward, to radiate outward from us, to light up the world. And when we do that, that's how we raise our frequency. Everyone's talking about raising your vibes, raising your frequency. That's how you do it, because you are already whole. You are already high vibration. You're naturally you are of a naturally high vibration. Like a hot air balloon that wants to just lift off. That's your soul. But the way that we are raised in society, etc., we tend to have ourselves pinned to the ground, and we have so many sandbags hanging on the sides of our basket that we can't get any lift. And so the spiritual path is not about acquiring things. It's about letting go of the things that are holding us back from rising to our birthright place of high frequency, right? And so when we go into ceremony and we connect, we align with our spirit, that's us raising our frequency. Then when we leave ceremony, we go out into the world, we carry that high frequency with us, and then it becomes a matter of entrainment. The same phenomenon about if you have a room full of clocks, they're eventually all going to be tick-tocking together. Or if you have a household of women, right, they're all going to eventually get their moon time around the same time. And it always focuses on whoever is the highest vibration. So if you have the highest vibration of anyone in the room, everyone else's vibration is going to rise to meet yours. That's how we heal the world, is by shining forth our own higher vibration. And it's an invitation basically for others to rise with us, right? Anyway, and so that's kind of a nutshell about the pipe, why we smoke it, why it is still pertinent today. It's like you'll notice when I light the pipe, I always have, or I usually have the bowl resting on the earth. When I do that and I light, hold the match down and I draw that air in, it's also connecting, it's drawing in the power and the medicine from the original white buffalo calf pipe. And then it also, when we smoke the pipe, we're connecting like a web to every pipe carrier, every person who has ever smoked the pipe or is still smoking the pipe around the world. So we're creating this network of light and love and spirit whenever we do this. So that is why we are here. In a minute I will explain the ceremony so you can kind of follow along. But really, this is an invitation to, you can just, during the ceremony, all you need to do is rest, or you can meditate, you can do yoga, you can chant, you can sing, you can pray, whatever it is that connects you to spirit, you are welcome to do that during the ceremony. That is the purpose of the ceremony, is to connect you and align you to spirit. So before I get any further, let me go ahead and set our sacred space by drumming and calling in the spirits to hold that, create that energetic container around us within which we can do our magic. Spirits of the earth, spirits of the air, spirits of the fire, spirits of the water, spirits of the upper world, spirits of the lower world, compassionate spirits of the middle world, the Fae, the spirits of the land, the ancestors of the land. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for holding us in your love and your light. All right. So we are now in safe and sacred space. I'm kind of bummed out that I can't find my... I had a a crow tail. I bet you I left it at the river yesterday. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. I bet you I left it. Oh well. It is a gift to the spirits. So, what the ceremony itself is going to look like, just so you can kind of follow along, is the first thing I'm going to do is light some. I've got cedar that my cedar friends over here were gracious enough to offer. And I'm going to light that and then smudge everything here on my altar. I'm going to smudge myself. I'll send some smudge your way. And then I'm going to take 4 pinches of tobacco, and I'm going to fill my pot with the bowl. And with each pinch of the tobacco, I make prayers and offerings. That part I do out loud, so you'll hear that. You'll be able to follow that. And once I'm done with that, I have a song that my guides taught me that they requested that I sing it before each ceremony. And so once I have my pipe filled, I will sing that song. Then I will light the pipe. And then the next part I do silently, but what you'll see me doing, I'll take a puff from the pipe. And by the way, when we're smoking the pipe, we don't actually inhale it into our lungs, because the smoke is an offering to the spirits, and so we only take it into our mouths We had kind of attach our prayers to it, and we blow those prayers out, and the smoke carries those prayers to Great Spirit. So what you'll see me do is take a big puff of the pipe, and then I will offer my pipe to a direction and blow that breath blessing in that direction. I'll come back, take another puff, offer it to the next direction, all the way around the circle, then to Father Sky, to Mother Earth, in a circle for all our relations, and then straight up to Creator. Then I'm going to pause a moment with the stem to my forehead and the bowl to my heart. Masculine, feminine, masculine, feminine. For silent prayer. Then when I come back, I will relight the pipe, and then I'm going to take a big puff of smoke, and I'm going to blow it straight at my camera. And that is the time when you want to say your biggest, bestest prayers, or set your biggest, bestest intentions. That's a blessing coming from the pipe through my camera, and by the magic of the internet and the holographic universe, through whatever device you're watching this on, to your heart. And then I will continue to smoke and give breath blessings, breath offerings. And if you have more prayers, when you see me blowing out some smoke, feel free to attach your prayers and your intentions to that smoke. And just so you know, I always forget to say this at other times, but I have a little booklet that I carry in my pouch, my tobacco pouch, where I keep track of intentions that other people have. So if you ever have anything big or small that you want help praying for, if you want someone to help kind of turbocharge your prayers, let me know, and I will write them down in my book. And I do pipe ceremony almost every day, as close to every day as I can. And so that booklet with all the prayers and the intentions is always on my altar, and those prayers, I bless that, and those prayers get sent. So it's kind of the gift that keeps on giving, right? So let me know. But then I will keep smoking for a little bit. I might pause and sit in meditation for a moment or two, and then smoke a little bit more. And then whenever it feels complete, I will offer my pipe. Oh, I forgot about, once I have everything, did I forget to say, like when I get everything smudged, then I lift my pipe, I say a prayer asking permission to smoke. I don't think I said that part. I may or may not have, but that's an important part. So then I start filling the pipe. Anyway, so once it feels complete, I will raise my pipe again, say another prayer, and the closing prayers I do are actually in light language, if you know what that is. I used to just say a prayer in English, and I find that, oh, my friend is here. Hold, please.
There he is.
Hi.
Hi.
Oreo.
He's
Oreo.
wet. He's wet.
That's okay. I love wet dog. Hi, Oreo. Good. How are you?
Good. Not so hot now, huh?
No. Nice. It's a little muggy still.
Yeah, it is.
Hi, Oreo.
I'll go for a walk over there.
Okay. So, I have a slight pause. Whoop, there he goes. That was my friend Oreo. He's a blue heeler hound. That's part of the reason I come down here to do ceremony, because there's a lot of people that walk through here with their dogs. And there's probably like a half dozen dogs that I know personally now. And I can be kind of it's the same thing. I can be the favorite uncle where I don't have to take care of them, but I can play with them and love them and everything else, and then let them go home. But it makes my inner puppy happy. So anyway, so I won't start ceremony until they walk up to, there's a bridge up there, and then they come back. So I won't start the ceremony until they come and go. But so the light language, I used to say just normal prayers at the end, and I found that a lot of times I get caught in my head, like, okay, what do I say next? Okay, what do I pray for now? Okay, don't forget about this or that. And when I do it with light language, you'll hear syllables and sounds and not really words that you might understand. It's similar to speaking in tongues. And I will pray in that manner. That way, it's like it comes through, keeps me out of my head and coming from my heart. I find I'm so much more present when I do it that way. And the prayers are so much more vast and unfettered, right? And so I will say that final prayer. Then I will sing another song, and I will take the pipe apart, and that will be the end of the ceremony portion of this evening. And then I invite you to just stick around for a little bit, because depending on how much time is left, I try to keep this to about an hour, but whatever time is left, I will talk some more. Oreo! 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 Come here, Oreo! Oh, he just wants to go.
I have his duck, that's why.
Ah!
I have his duck, yeah.
Got it. So, I hope you don't mind. We always pause for dog time. He's out. his person has a floating duck thingy, and he drew it out, and Oreo's swimming out for it. Anyway, so that is our ceremony, and like I said, afterwards, I never know what I'm gonna say. This isn't scripted, obviously. You will never mistake my videos for some big production thing. It's just kind of a slice of life, a window into my life. I would be doing this whether you were here or not, and it's just, I love being able to share this. This is probably the most powerful, most profound ceremony that I know of, and it's such an honor to be able to share it with others. And so I'm kind of holding just a second to see if they're gonna stick around or I love animals. I love dogs. I love all kinds of animals. All right, so I think that is it. So let's go ahead and do our ceremony. Thank you again for joining me. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for everything you bring to this. This is not a spectator sport. If you are here watching, your energy is actively a part of what happens here. And so I thank you for your energy, your participation, your attention, your love and your support. And let's do our ceremony. There we go. The cedar's a little bit green. Come on. It's all right. Let's try that. Thank you for your patience. Everything happens at its own time. What happens in ceremony is meant to happen in ceremony. Giving us a chance to take a breath and to slow down rather than just leaping in. Uh, Spirits of the cedar, we thank you for your presence in our ceremony, adding to our protection, our boundaries, the light and the love within us. Getting there. We're getting there. We're going to do it with that. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred May you walk in beauty each and every day. Oh, all right. Grandmother, grandfather, eagle, we send a voice. We ask permission to smoke in this place at this time. See you later. Bye, Oreo. All my guides, all our guides and guardians watch over us as we smoke. Creator, Earth Mother, Tawabin, Shanadisi, Magikiwas, and Waboose, there is always room for you in my pipe. Creator, Earth Mother, for the two-legged, the four-legged, the winged, the crawlers and the swimmers, all our relations come smoke with us. Notice how when we started ceremony, all of a sudden it's very peaceful here. Grandmother Moon, Grandmother Ocean, to the energy of birth, growth, maturity, the spirit realm and our ancestors, may all the passages of our lives be in harmony and grace. Creator, Earth Mother, to eagle, coyote, bear, white buffalo Catwoman, bringer of the pipe and the law of good relations to the people. Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane. Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane. Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane. Grandmother, grandfather, eagle, we send another voice. Atapa hanemehehu, takapahalaka, nama hateti hu 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 pakapa. Tamahale hi hu 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 takapapa ai, talama kauhukubai. Tala ha katakapa, namaha he he hu 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 kapala. Namahai taka hai hu 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 kapapakaka. Tala hama hai taku. Tamahai namagubugu. Talaha hekate tuku hu hu to papai. Tala a magabahai. To hu hu ho pagabakahai. Tanaha kapuhu hu patapahai. Tamaha katapahai. Takahai. Takahai. Takai. Aho. Ihi la ihi o. Ihi la ihi o. Ihi la ihi o. Ihi, ihi, ihi la ihi o. Ihi la ihi o. Ihi la ihi o. Ihi. Oofda. Oh, wow. Oofda. That's Minnesotan for oofda. Yeah, it takes me a minute or so to come back. I hope, like I said, this is probably the most powerful ceremony I know of. And I do it almost every day, right? And so, but every time I do it, especially when I do it with others, the power, it's not necessarily more powerful than other times. It's just, it's powerful in a different way. And it's kind of like that, you know, in the Bible, even Jesus said, when two or more are gathered in my name, it's like when we pray together, when we smoke together, we breathe together, we are invoking the oneness of all beings. And whether others realize it or not, we are acknowledging and validating is not the right word, upholding that oneness of being, right? Like, I don't remember who said it. It was like, I don't know if it was Ananda or the Maharishi or somebody said that, maybe it was Ram Dass, that the sum total of souls in the universe, the sum total of hearts in the universe is one. We are intimately connected, right? Appearances show separation, right? But even scientists say that we are 99% space. The only reason I can do that is because my hands are vibrating at a similar vibration as my legs. But underneath that, between the atoms, between the particles that make up my physical being, I am like 99.9% space. We are all energy. We are all vibration. It's about frequency. And in that frequency, we are part, it's like that, like waves on the ocean, right? The wave thinks it's all its individual self, but it's actually the entire ocean, right? Every drop contains the ocean within it. That is us. We are part of that same ocean, you know. And that's not to make you get lost or feel insignificant, because it's just the opposite. The entire universe exists within you. That's the hologram. That is the universe. Or if you prefer the term simulation. But literally, since time began, the sages and teachers have talked about the illusionary state of this universe, because I'm here on my individual path, my individual journey home to source, and the closer I get to source, the closer, okay, let me put that this different way. As I continue my journey and my path toward source, toward God, toward the divine, and you continue your journey home toward God, the divine source, the closer we get to that source, the more we realize that we are all one. That it's so hard to put into words, because our language speaks of duality and separation. But there is only one of us here. And so the closer I get to source, the closer I get, and the closer you get to source, eventually, when each of us individually find our way home, that's when we find out that we are each other as well. That doesn't negate our individuality. The universe, Goddess, the divine, revels in diversity. That is why we are here. Like they say in Star Trek, infinite diversity and infinite combinations. That's why we're here, to explore all the various permutations of diversity and every possible outcome, every possible way of sensing and perceiving and expressing. But we're all divinely connected. We are all part of the source energy. So we are all different facets of that gem that is divinity, right? A lot of times I stumble over my words because it's so hard to put into words. But there is no separation. Separation is an illusion. And that is where our greatest hope, that's where my greatest hope lies. Because no matter what anyone else is doing, no matter what else is going on in the world, again, here's the language, it's hard to, I am part of the divine matrix that makes up that other person or that situation. And so I have influence, not by changing the things out there. That comes after you align with that, when you align with the non-dual universe, with the spirit that lives, in all things. And so it's recognizing the divinity in all people and realizing that is where hope lies. Even your worst enemy is just as divine as you. They may be moving from a place of fear rather than love, right? But the more loving we become, the more we connect with other people who are living from a heart space. And as that collective groundswell rises, it brings all those lower vibrations and fear to the top, which is what's happening right now in our world, right? And it's coming to the surface to be released, because underneath all of the crap and the horrible, horrendous things that are happening, there is love. And love always wins. Love is the truth. And truth cannot be stamped out, no matter how much you try. And the truth is, we are all one. The truth is, we are all divine. And as we hold to that within ourselves, then when we find alignment first, then everything we do from that point is inspired action, right? Inspirited. And so when you move from alignment, everything you do is exponentially more powerful than running around like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to just rearrange boxes to look right, to look nice, or to try to push, to force people to change, right? It's like you don't dive into the water to rescue a drowning person. You stay with your feet on solid ground, place of power, place of stability, and you reach for them, or you toss them something and pull them in, pull them up to solid ground. And what that means is your only responsibility in this world is to move toward joy, to move toward spirit, that higher vibration, that higher frequency that you already are, to loose yourself, unfetter yourself from all the things that keep you lower, to keep you in a place of duality and, good versus evil, and to that place where everything is one. Then again, like Sandra Ingerman says, it's not what you do, but who you become that changes the world. By becoming all that you can possibly become, living at your highest possible vibration, your highest possible timeline, not only are you connecting with others at that same level of frequency, which exponentially empowers, brings, you're also drawing the world with you. The tide raises all ships. So it is not selfish to focus on yourself and your own growth and your own joy. Every bit of joy you have brings that much more joy into a world that is starving for that joy. Every bit of joy you feel brings that much more joy into a world that is starving for joy. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the only thing that there's just too little of. The more love. And so one of the things that I consciously do every day, my one goal is to make sure that when I go to bed at night, there's at least a little bit more beauty in the world than there was when I woke up. And like one of my teachers used to say, she would wake up every morning and she would say, okay, universe, I'm ready for my 3 happy surprises. And then she would go about her day with that radar open looking for her 3 happy surprises. And she always found it. And the more happy, the more joyful you are. And that doesn't mean to squelch those feelings of anger or the feelings of despair. We're not talking about substituting one thing for another thing. We're talking about transmuting those lower vibrations into the love that is the fabric of all being. I'm really hoping that makes sense. So, I think that's all I have for tonight. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your energy, for your presence. Like I said, this is a participatory thing. There is no just watching. If you are watching, you are a part of the energy that is happening right now. Even if you're watching this a month, a year, 10 years from now, your energy is still a vital part of what happens right here. In fact, when this along with like over 5 or 6 years worth of videos of these ceremonies, of readings, etc., are on my YouTube channel. And you can, if you need a moment of serenity, you need a moment of safe and sacred space, you can go to my YouTube channel, pick a ceremony at random, and you will discover that it is exactly what you need at that moment. That's how the universe works. That's nothing about me and some mojo I have. That's the universe, spirit, making sure that you are in the right place at the right time, receiving exactly what you need at any given moment. All right? So, and if you, my one request is that if you've watched this, you please share this video. I was doing this on Facebook Live for a long time, and I stepped outside my comfort zone to do it on YouTube. Stepping into the unknown. Oh my God, there's gonna be more people watching that I don't know, and I don't know how they're gonna receive me. So I am trying to expand my voice. You can help me out by sharing this video. Also, please subscribe to my channel, like my videos. That affects the algorithm, so other people are more easily able to find me. So that's a huge help. And if you would like to, if you feel like you got something from tonight and you would like to reciprocate in a different way, I have my PayPal and Venmo links in the description box. This is my day job. This is what I do for a living. And traditionally, you know, the community supports the shaman who supports the community, who supports the shaman who supports the community. It's a beautiful reciprocity. And anything you give is, I am beyond grateful for. It's just such a beautiful balance, giving and receiving. So if you feel moved in that way, it's not an obligation. But if you feel moved in that way, or you just wish to support your friendly neighborhood shaman, I gratefully receive that. And if you would like to work with me one-on-one, you can visit my website, perchingwolfstudios.net. The link is in the description. And we can do readings or healings or teachings. Oh my! I do readings, I do card readings, I do shamanic healing, soul retrieval, fairy doctoring, Reiki. And I also teach. I have classes. I teach classes. I don't have any classes coming up, but I'm planning on doing a shamanic journey class, introduction to shamanic journey class, very soon. And I will put that on, if you want to follow me on Facebook, that's probably the best way, or on my website. I'm going to do an online class, so make it more accessible to more people. But other than that, if you are looking, if I have so many people that come to me who have just had an awakening experience, or that they're new to this life, or they're stuck, they don't know how to go any further. I am so honored to be that person to help you find your heart path. I'm not here to teach you the ways that I know and to rubber stamp you into a clone of who I am, but because of my experience over, well, almost 20 years as a shaman, when I realized I was a shaman, and a lifetime of spiritual lessons before that, I have a lot to bring to the table through my own experience to help you find your own personal guidance, to literally connect you to your spirit guides and your ancestors, to help you find your way home, right? So let me know again on my website, or my email is in the comment, in the description as well. You can always email me or message me on Facebook or whatever. Anything else? And I think that is it for the moment. If you aren't aware, I do another live video every week on Monday nights at 6 o'clock Pacific time. And that one is where I do readings. I actually do card readings. I do a 1-card reading for the first 6 people to come in and say yes in the comments. And if you're not one of those first 6, you're still in luck. All you need to do is choose a number 1 through 6 and listen to that card. And I promise you that whatever message is meant for you will be in that card, even though it may be aimed at someone else. Spirit has a beautiful way of weaving messages together and letting you get exactly what you need, okay? So again, thank you for your energy. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your support. I'm going to drum and release the elements and the spirits who have so lovingly and graciously held us in their love and light. Spirits of the earth, spirits of the air, spirits of the fire, spirits of the water, spirits of the upper world, spirits of the lower world, compassionate spirits of the middle world, the Fae, the spirits of the land, ancestors of the land. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for holding us in your love and your light. Our work for now is done, but you are always welcome in our circles. Thank you for welcoming us into yours. And someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La da da dee da da do. La 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 dee da do. Thank you, my friends, so much. I hope you will join me again next week. Invite your friends, share my videos, and until I see you again, know that I love you, that I see you, that I honor you. Have a wonderful week and go shining.